Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Prophet Program. Today we have special guest with us, minor prophet Hosea. Good morning, Hosea. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. So, we just want to get right into it. We have questions submitted directly from our viewers for this interview, okay? So the first question is, someone wants to know how you felt when God asked you to be a prophet.
Well, at first I was nervous because, he told me to marry a prostitute, but I knew I couldn't disobey the Lord, so I just followed him, and I knew I had to do it.
Yeah. So, elaborating on that of how you had to marry a prostitute, how did you feel when God told you that you had to marry a prostitute? Because that's a very big commitment.
It is. I knew that I had to follow God in his many great deeds, and it was the right thing to do, since I had to show the Israelites the right way to live and act.
Mm-hmm. And going on that, how did you tell the Israelites how to go back to God through your prophecies?
Good question. Well, I preached to the Israelites telling them to come back to God because they began to stray away from him.
Mm-hmm. And also, the fourth question, what did God want you to show by marrying Gomer, a prostitute?
He wanted Gomer and I to represent the relationship between Israel and himself. So, when the Israelites turned away from God, it showed Gomer turning away from me.
All right. So we are going to cut to a short clip of Hosea's story being reenacted.
Hosea.
What?
Hosea, I need you to listen to me.
What?
I want you to marry a prostitute to show Israel the relationship between myself and them.
Alright, okay.
Are you actually going to listen to me?
Yes, God.
All right. Thank you, Hosea.
De nada. God, couldn't someone else take the one for the team?
Of course I'll marry you!
Oh, hey, Gomer. Hey, so do you want to play Marry Me?
I'll marry you. Yes.
Is that a yes?
Bye, I'll see you later. Sorry. I didn't have enough clients this week.
Oh, all right, well, we're married. Oh, well.
Okay.
Lego.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I hope you guys enjoyed that short clip of Hosea and Gomer's marriage. And right now, we'd like to bring on a special caller to get another view on the topic at hand. So, we'd like to welcome God. All right, God. So we have a question for you. We understand that you told Hosea to name his kids certain things. What were those names, and what were the meanings of both of them?
Yes, that's right. I told Hosea to name his kids Lo-Ruhamah and Lo-Ami. The children's names were specifically chosen and both have special meanings. Lo-Ruhamah means she is not pitied or she no longer holds the love of the parent.
Okay, so God, what were you referring to when you told Hosea to name the other child Lo-Ami?
For starters, the name means not my people, and it indicates that the covenant between myself and Israel has ended, for the covenant had made Israel the people of God.
All right. Hosea, could we have you come back on, please?
Oh, sure.
All right. So, Hosea, could you tell us a few basic facts about your preaching? Like, for instance, where and when did you preach?
Well, I preached to the northern kingdom of Israel, and that was between 787 and 721 BC.
So, for any viewers that don't know, that makes you a pre-exilic prophet, actually.
Mm-hmm. I even got to see 7 kings and come and go. Although most of them were corrupt, it was a shame,
So, let's now move on to another topic of Gomer and Hosea's marriage, all right? Okay, so right now we'd like to welcome Gomer to the scene. Gomer is the wife of Hosea. So, Hosea, why did God ask you to marry Gomer, being that she is a prostitute?
Well, this all traced back to the covenant between me and God and the Israelites. So although Gomer lets me, this shows how the Israelites left their God for the Canaanite God Baal.
All right, so, Gomer, why did you leave Hosea in the first place?
But he just wasn't good enough for me. There were so many men that would pay me more and give me more attention.
Oh, well, Hosea, what was the original plan to punish the Israelites when they disobeyed God?
Well, I warned them over and over, but why can't they just, listen to me,
Mm-hmm.
So they were my people after all, and they behaved poorly, so I had them put into exile.
Okay, and can you elaborate on the exile? Like, what happened during the exile?
Well, the Israelites clearly learned their lesson, and they were worried about breaking the covenant with me. So they turned back to their one and only God.
All right, so Hosea, what was your message that was sent by God, and like what were you preaching? What exactly were you saying, and what was the meaning?
Well, it was my job, with God's help, to turn the people of Israel back to their own God.
All right, so in God's frustration, why did he not punish the Israelites more?
Well, God wanted to show them that God will always be there with them, even in the time of distress.
All right. Hosea, what exactly did you use to describe your writings?
Well, I used our marriage's image and language to describe the relationship between God and Israel.
All right, and Gomer, since you left Hosea, what was your punishment supposed to be?
Well, I should have been sentenced to death, but instead, Hosea only punished me for a short while before taking me back.
Okay, and this action of Hosea, what does this show about Hosea and about God?
Well, it proves that how God will never deny the Israels, even though they deserved it.
Mm-hmm. So, God, what did you promise to do when Hosea had the Israelites turn back to you?
I promised to love the Israelites, although I'd never stop caring and forgiving them, even when they betrayed me.
Okay, so also, what did the Israelites have to do in order to gain your forgiveness?
The Israelites had to get rid of all fetishes, political schemes, military force, and idols.
All right, Hosea, did they actually succeed in getting rid of all of those things?
Well, yes, they did, at least when they're in danger of losing the covenant with God.
All right, so that was a very big accomplishment for them because they did go back to God. So, did the Israelites use your help, God?
I did help them along the way, back to me. For instance, I helped them through their deadly diseases and infidelity.
Okay, so, Hosea, how did you feel when you left the Israelites?
Well, I had a sense of hope that things would turn out right for them and the Israelites would go back to God,
Yes. And, God, how did the exile affect the Israelites?
It ended up bringing them closer to me by rebonding their relationship with me.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, concludes our interview with Hosea, Gomer, and our special guest, God. Thank you.